In the year 1964, a little woman named Estella was brought into the world with her hair half dark and half white. She has an innovative energy and somewhat a fierce character. Her mom, Catherine, takes notes, also gives her a nickname, Cruella. Catherine matriculates Estella to a private school, where she vows to act properly. Nevertheless, the other kids taunt her on account of her hair, and her main companion is another young lady named Anita, alongside a canine she adopts and names Buddy. Subsequent to causing a lot of disobedience and fighting all throughout her time at school, Estella is drummed off. Catherine regrets their circumstance and goes to sought help from her boss, who is hosting a winter ball at her mansion. Catherine suggests Estella to remain in the vehicle, yet she ventures out to view the party. Estella and Buddy intrude the mansion, where Estella, who has a flair for fashion, is in wonder of the outfits and costumes at the ball. After Buddy gets out, Estella pursues him. She is found by a valet named John. Then Estella gets away from him. Buddy is hounded by 3 ferocious Dalmatians. Estella flees outside, where Catherine is conversing with her boss, Baroness von Hellman. Dalmatians ran past Estella and jump on Catherine sufficiently hard, causing fall of her to her demise, which Estella witnesses. The invitees come outside to perceive what occurred. The Baroness lies and asserting that Catherine was waylaying her for money. Estella escapes with Buddy and stows away in a dust cart and comes to Regent Park in London. She learns that she is feeling the loss of the jewelry her mom had bestowed her. She nods off by the fountain. Furthermore is discovered in the following morning by 2 scallywag young men, Horse and Jasper, alongside their canine, Wing. They are attempting to sweep from the fountain when they found Estella. Jasper confirms that she doesn't have a family. Also, the 3 flee together at the point when an officer chases them. Estella joins the young men at their bolt hole, and Jasper tells Horses that they should keep her as a young lady may cause distraction to the people they intend to loot. Estella colors her hair and walk with the plants and be unrecognizable. After 10 years, Estella keeps on stealing and pickpocketing with Horsehead and Jasper to help themselves, in addition to Buddy and Wing. Estella additionally keeps on developing her fashion sense. On Estella's birthday, they shock her with a job for the Liberty Department shop downtown. Since Jasper had seen her gazing at the store, he is extremely thankful to them. Estella begins working at Liberty as a cleaning lady for an in-civil manager named Gerald. He never gives Estella an opportunity to introduce her thoughts and treats her outrageously. Horse and Jasper fetch her lunch. Furthermore, Horses figures this place can be plundered. Be that as it may, Estella needs to work with rectitude. Later, the junk she was disposing of gets poured onto her when the pack gets torn. Gerald then at that point brings her back, also orders her to clean the mess. He grabs an alcohol bottle from his office that night and goes to the window mannequin, which Estella considers unimpressive. Estella awakens hungover by the window. Horse, Jasper and other patrons see the mannequin, which Estella changed drastically to include her own style. Gerald sees and gets ready to sack Estella, until he is told that Baroness, the owner of the store, is showing up. Estella conceals with Horsehead and Jasper, who continue to pickpocket Gerald's wallet and snatch a couple of items. The Baroness inquires who made the window display, which she really loves. Gerald states that Estella is the perpetrator and is being terminated. Yet, the Baroness asks her assistant Jeffrey to give Estella her business card. Estella escapes with her companions to celebrate her betterment. Later, Estella starts to work at the house of Baroness, inventing costumes ideas and designs. He learns that the Baroness is a narcissist and a haughty lady. He just criticizes the task of her employees, also has rather sociopathic disposition, like utilizing a razor to cut the sleeves of Estella's cloak and not mind at all when she inadvertently nicks Estella's hand. After work, she comes to a store owned by a man named Artie, who becomes friends with Estella, since he loves her fashion process. He additionally laid her eyes on the red dress made by the Baroness in the window. Estella shows the Baroness that she really does have a faculty for fashion designing. Nonetheless, Estella alters her attitude towards the Baroness at a point when she describes that she is wearing her mom's necklace. The evil Baroness asserts that it's a family bequest. At that point, she lets Estella know that a previous employer attempted to burglarize her and afterwards fell off the cliff. Estella starts to feel abhorrence and contempt for the Baroness. Estella carries the news to Horse and Jasper, considering it to be a chance to pull off a heist, particularly observing the manner by which the Baroness is said to have a forthcoming gala. Estella remembers the Baroness' routine and also how the watchmen work and move around to execute the haste. She realizes that she will be recognized if she attempts to attend, but she knows somebody who can show up. That night of gala, Horace and Jasper enter the property by hoodwinking the guards into thinking him a pest exterminator, utilizing Wink as a fake rodent. Jasper then at that point advances towards the surveillance cameras as the haze starts. Then Stella makes her ascension, keeping her regular hair in a mask as Cruella. She wears the Baroness's dress as she noticed in Artie's shop. She morphes everybody by her appearance, including the commonly unmoved Baroness. Additionally, even Anita, who is a journalist, is shocked by identifying Stella from her hair. Stella subdues the Baroness's watchman prior to grabbing a chair with the Baroness. At that point, Horace moves towards the safe only to find it vacant, and Stella sees that the Baroness is wearing it. As the Baroness figures out Cruella is intruding, Jasper unleashed a few rodents into the party, causing a pandemonium that permits Stella to snatch the jewelry from the Baroness and gives it to Buddy. But the Baroness's Dalmatians appear and one of them swallows it after attempting to take it back from Buddy. Stella notices that the Baroness is utilizing a whistle to control the dogs, which is the thing that she used when Catherine passed away, which implies the Baroness purposely called upon her dogs to murder Catherine. After their van is towed, Stella hotwires a vehicle to Skidaddles with them and their dogs. Stella stops and sheds tears over the revelation that her boss killed her mom. The following morning, Stella is carrying on her Cruella personality, requesting Horace and Jasper to abduct the Baroness's dog to get the necklace back. Stella then heads out to Anita's working office as Cruella to extract some information about her. In the meantime, Horace and Jasper view the Dalmatians being given showers. Furthermore, they exploit Wink as a bait to get them to come out, prior to leading them in a van. Cruella begins to crash numerous occasions held by the Baroness, with Anita covering it in the newspaper. Cruella turns into a style sensation, totally upstaging and enshrouding the Baroness. She becomes increasingly disturbed, even terminating her advocate Roger for failing to have Cruella apprehended. Then at that point, Baroness educates Stella to think of another plan for a forthcoming spring collection show. Stella orders an exceptional material and makes the dress, which the Baroness is evidently intrigued by. Stella persuades Horace and Jasper sneak into the house of the Baroness, also cause an uproar to make it look like Cruella attempted to intrude, driving the Baroness to have her dresses salted away inside a highly secured vault. Back at home, Stella's exceedingly overbearing conduct has started to put a strain on the relationship with Horace and Jasper. The Baroness organizes her spring collection show. Yet when they opened the vault, a swarm of moths came out having torn through the dresses. This is on the grounds that the material with which Stella created her costume were extraordinary cocoons. On the other side, Horace and Jasper go with Artie and arrange a genuine show where Artie sings "I Wanna Be Your Dog." Furthermore, Cruella arises with a dress made of Dalmatian skin, leading the Baroness to feel that Cruella killed her canines. At that point, when Stella gets back, she tracks down Horace and Jasper tied up by the Baroness and her sidekick. Having reasoned that Cruella is Stella, the henchman holds Stella and binds her to a seat, with the Baroness intending to have Horace and Jasper framed for murdering Cruella in a fire. Stella reveals that she knows the Baroness killed her mom. However, by her words, she is frustrated, as she doesn't know who Stella is talking about. He leaves Stella, in addition to Buddy and Wink, to be burned. However, Stella observes a strange figure approaching to get her. The spot gets conflagrated and word spreads that Cruella has perished in flame. Stella awakens in John's house alongside Buddy and Wink. He fetches her Catherine's jewelry and lets her realize that it contains a key to a box. Inside the container is a birth certificate of Stella. John then uncovers that the Baroness is Stella's real biological mother. Albeit the Baron needed kids, the Baroness thought being a mother would thwart her prosperity, so she requested John to have the child killed after she took birth. However, he found Catherine and bestowed Stella to her so she could get appropriate upbringing. Stella is in dismay and flees, robbing a bike from a delivery man. She rides back to Regent Park, where she lamented at being misled about Catherine not being her mother. She vows to accept her new way of life as Cruella. Stella gets a truck and goes through the front of the police headquarters. Then she sets Wink inside to get the key to Horace and Jasper's cells. In spite of the fact that they came out, they are still offended with Stella for her demeanor. After she enlightens them regarding the Baroness being her genuine mother, they return to John's home, where she states that Horace and Jasper are her family. They then gather to think up a last arrangements to destroy the Baroness, and Stella later goes to Artie for assistance too. Horace returns with the Baroness Panther Devil vehicle, and Stella likes the name. Baroness holds another ball where all the participants are wearing white wigs to appreciate Cruella. Stella gets a pin and pricks the Baroness, diverting her long enough to get her dog Whistle that she utilizes to bring the Dalmatians. Horace, Jasper, Artie, and John direct the individuals to head outside by the cliff. Stella has the Dalmatian to comply with her, and afterwards uncovers to the Baroness that she is her real daughter. The Baroness praises Stella's ability and pretends to evolve the business with her. He moves towards her as if to embrace her, however shoves Stella to the brink of the cliff. This is seen by everybody and the police show up, and the Baroness can cover it up. Fortunately, Stella was ready for this. She utilizes a parachute to avoid her fall. As the Baroness is being nabbed, Cruella emerges, indeed astounding everybody. Stella uncovers that she bequeathed her will to Cruella, anticipating that Baroness would attempt to kill her. Cruella holds an interment for Stella, then takes Horace and Jasper along with Buddy, Wink, and the recently adopted Dalmatians back to the mansion, along with John and Artie as a part of the group. Cruella appraises them that she has some enormous plans for the business. Cruella leaves a little Dalmatian named Pongo at Roger's home. Furthermore, one more named Perdita at Anita's home. Roger, who has now turned into a lyricist, begins to compose Cruella's notable signature song. Well, that's all for today. Thank you.